This is the point where usually I'd give you a chance to do the right thing, but not tonight. Tonight I'm gonna need your cameras, cell phones, anything you might have used to record what you did to her.
So here's something fans probably didn't expect to hear. Denzel Washington is not done playing Robert McCall just yet. Even though The Equalizer 3 was billed as the end of the line for his character, it turns out that there's more coming. In fact, not just one, but 2 more Equalizer films are now in development. That's right. Equalizer 4 and 5 are officially in the works, and Denzel himself has confirmed it. In a recent chat with Esquire, Denzel spilled the beans, saying, "I told them I would do another Equalizer, and we're doing 4 and 5. It's a big reveal because, let's be honest, many people thought he had hung up his vigilante boots after the 3rd movie, but apparently people just love these movies too much to let it end there. As Denzel put it, more people are happy about that. People love those daggone Equalizers. What's interesting is that Denzel seems to enjoy making these films just as much as the fans enjoy watching them. He explained that over time, he's realized these movies aren't just for the audience, they're for him too. There's something about the whole take down the bad guys theme that really resonates with people. Denzel said it best himself. They want me to go get the bad guys. We can't get them, so you go get them. And I say, okay, I'll get them. Just wait right there, I'll be right back. That line alone sounds like it could be a quote straight from the movie. Let's rewind a bit. When The Equalizer 3 came out in 2023, it had all the makings of a final chapter. McCall, the ex-government assassin with a heart of gold, found himself in southern Italy battling a ruthless mafia. And for those keeping track, it also marked the return of Dakota Fanning as Emma Collins, which fans were pretty thrilled about. Back then, director Antoine Fuqua had been vocal about this being the last ride, at least for now, but he didn't completely shut the door on more stories. He hinted that if anything were to come next, it could be a prequel. That idea came with a twist, though. Fuqua brought up the possibility of using CGI and AI to de-age Denzel Washington, similar to what we saw with Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny or Robert De Niro in The Irishman. It's something he said he's talked about with screenwriter Richard Wenk, although at that point he hadn't yet approached Denzel about it. "I haven't talked to Denzel about that yet," Fuqua admitted. "It's all so fresh and new. I'm still watching de-aging technology advance." He mentioned films like Here, which stars Tom Hanks and uses similar techniques, as examples of how the tech is evolving. So while the idea is floating out there, it didn't sound like anything was locked in yet. And that brings us to the current state of things. At one point, it really did seem like Denzel was done. While promoting Equalizer 3, he even went on record with Entertainment Tonight saying, "This is the end for me. It may not be the end. They may do another one, but it's the end for me." That sounded pretty final. So naturally, people assumed we had seen the last of him as Robert McCall. But here's where it gets complicated. Even though Denzel publicly said he was stepping away, the combination of the film's strong box office numbers and all the positive feedback may have caused him to rethink things. Fans loved it, critics praised it, and let's be honest, Denzel Washington is a major reason these films work so well. So if the studio and Fuqua wanted to keep it going, the ball was clearly in his court. Antoine Fuqua even said he'd only be interested in doing another if Denzel was on board. So it became one of those never say never situations. A big paycheck alone wasn't enough to lure him back. Denzel had made that clear. He reportedly makes around $20 million per Equalizer movie, so the money's not the issue. It has to be about the story and the character. Now that Denzel has confirmed he's coming back, it suggests that something changed. Maybe a new storyline caught his attention, or maybe he just missed playing McCall. Either way, it's big news because it looked like the franchise was heading toward a reboot or spin-off without him. And speaking of spin-offs, there are a couple of ways this franchise could keep going even if Denzel eventually decides to bow out for good. One option? Focusing on Dakota Fanning's character Emma Collins. With her working for the DIA, she's got the skills and background to step into the lead role. It might not be as heavy on the brutal action sequences, but that shift could give the franchise some fresh energy. Another route could be a prequel, like Fuqua mentioned. Instead of using CGI to de-age Denzel, they could just cast a younger actor, maybe even Denzel's real-life son, John David Washington. That would definitely make for a cool connection, and it could show us how Robert McCall became the lethal but moral enforcer we know today. And then there's the Equalizer TV series. If you didn't know, Queen Latifah stars as Robin McCall in the rebooted CBS show, which has been running since 2021. The show follows a similar premise. Former CIA operative helps people who can't help themselves, but with a more network TV-friendly tone and less violence. It's based on the same 80s series as the movies, but up to now, it's had no connection to the Denzel-led films. Still, with Robin McCall being such a hit on TV and the movies looking to expand their universe, there's a real opportunity for crossover potential. The most logical link would be Dakota Fanning's Emma meeting Queen Latifah's Robin, maybe teaming up for a mission. That kind of crossover could help merge both worlds without needing Denzel in every scene. Of course, there are some continuity issues with that idea. For starters, both Robin and Robert McCall are ex-CIA operatives doing almost the same thing and even share the same last name. It's a little hard to believe they're not at least aware of each other. Unless they retcon things and make them related, siblings, cousins, something like that, it could feel like a stretch. But if audiences are willing to roll with it, the crossover could still be a fun surprise. At the end of the day, the Equalizer franchise is in a pretty unique spot. It started off as a gritty action reboot led by one of the most respected actors in the game, and now it has room to grow in all kinds of directions. Whether it's more sequels with Denzel, a prequel starring John David Washington, a spin-off with Dakota Fanning, or even a crossover with the Queen Latifah-led series, there are plenty of stories still to be told. That said, bringing in a new star to the Equalizer franchise could seriously boost its box office potential, especially if it's someone with a strong fan base or recent momentum. Think about what happened when franchises like Fast and Furious brought in Dwayne Johnson. It gave the series a second wind. If the next Equalizer introduces a major actor, whether it's a rising action star or someone like John David Washington stepping into his father's shoes, it could refresh the entire vibe of the franchise. Star power attracts curiosity, especially if the new lead brings something fresh to the table: charisma, grit, or a unique fighting style. Pair that with a compelling story and a good marketing campaign, and the box office could even surpass the previous entries. A high-profile name reinvigorates interest, draws in new audiences, and makes longtime fans curious enough to return to see how the legacy continues. And for now, the biggest takeaway is this: Denzel Washington is returning for more Equalizer movies. Despite what we all thought after the third film, McCall's not done yet. So whether you're here for the brutal action, the vigilante justice, or just watching Denzel be effortlessly cool, get ready, he's coming back. And that's definitely something worth getting excited about. If you're as curious as I am to see where this franchise goes next, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any updates. I'll be diving into all the big news on your favorite movies and shows, so keep it locked right here, and I'll catch you in the next one.